Will the audience please remain standing for the invocation to be offered by Hartley Bancroft III. Mr. Bancroft is a seminarian for the Archdiocese of New York and the brother of graduate Tara Bancroft. Then please remain standing for our national anthem to be sung by Sue Matthews, a member of the class of 1975 and mother of graduate Garrett Matthews.
Let us pray. O God, the loving Father of us all, we gather in celebration of the many achievements of the graduating class of 2012, and we joyfully salute all of our graduates at these commencement services. We give thanks to God for giving them the gift of life. We give thanks to their families, in a special way their parents and other caregivers, for nurturing that life, as well as the innumerable sacrifices they have made so as to help and guide their sons and daughters, these our brothers and sisters, to arrive at this level of achievement and success. We thank the faculty and staff at this fine institution of higher learning for providing these men and women with a truly liberal education, an education which frees them and empowers them to become their best selves. Finally, we thank these our graduates for their cooperation and hard work in receiving and taking to heart the values-based instruction which has been presented to them during their college years. As they now go forth from us, our prayers go with them, that they may continue to make good choices in life, choices that build up and do not tear down, choices that not only do no harm, but also help and encourage, choices that create bridges, not walls, between self and neighbor, choices solidly based on the mandates of the commandments, the Beatitudes, and the counsels of all the great religious figures of human history. We ask you to bless them in a special way at this time of passage, you who are God, our loving Creator, now and forever. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow. Please be seated. Before starting our ceremony today, I just want to take a moment to recognize a special individual who's with us, Mr. Harry Rhodes, Washington College class of 1935, 97 years young, led our procession today. So if we could please give Harry a round. Good morning, and welcome to all of the friends, family, and distinguished guests who have gathered on our beautiful campus to mark this important milestone in the lives of our graduates. To the class of 2012, this is a day to celebrate your many accomplishments and to consider what awaits you as you sail away beyond the quiet shores of Washington College and into the churning currents of a fast-paced world. Like your parents, we're a bit anxious. We have watched you thrive under the careful stewardship of your professors. We have done our best to impart skills and knowledge in a variety of fields. We have created an environment where unhurried conversations take place every day. We have provided you with opportunities for personal and professional growth and development. And we have grounded your education in the relationships that will last you a lifetime. Still, we're worried. Yours is a generation that has always been plugged in. Information, content, and images from across campus and around the globe are transmitted in seconds. We message instantly, stream events in real time, and update our statuses in the moment. I know this well. I was still dripping wet, perched in the Relay for Life dunking booth when my picture was first posted on the college's Facebook page. Only a few short years ago, it would have been unimaginable to watch movies on our iPads, read email on our television monitors, and build avatars to pose as ourselves in interactive games we can play with people we've never met. Now, it's not unimaginable. It's normal. This is only the beginning. The world you are inheriting is getting faster and more cluttered with information every day, and more devices and gadgets are on the way. Computers weighing less than a pound and no bigger than a stapler, with all the connectivity options you could hope for. Soon we can expect to see masses of people lurching down the streets, jerking and twisting their heads like extras in a zombie movie. That's because sometime next year, Google plans to start selling enhanced reality head-mounted displays, eyeglasses, that will project weather updates, directions, and entertainment directly onto the lenses and even take pictures. Will everyone want to own a pair of Google goggles? And if you don't like the way you look in Google goggles, hold out for the bionic contact lenses that will offer you step-by-step GPS directions or an array of virtual reality experiences. New technologies are also transforming the field of medicine. A generation or two ago, we all marveled at the artificial heart. Now medicine can replicate over 90% of the human body, and more advances are underway. Artificial retinas that can restore sight, or procedures that can regenerate a missing limb. It sounds like science fiction, but these technological advances are real, along with the serious philosophical questions they raise about the limits of personal privacy, about the ability of doctors to play God and extend life indefinitely, and what it means to be human if most of you is made up of plastic, stainless steel, and electronics. As citizens of the 21st century, you'll be called upon to answer these tough questions. And as graduates of Washington College, you know that the tough questions call for careful thought and reflection, and that it's worth taking the time to get it right. If we've done our job well here, then you'll be able to apply your analytical skills and critical thinking to these profound questions, and to a host of other questions that we can't even imagine right now. You've been given a rare gift, a luxury few Americans have the privilege of experiencing. For the past 4 years, you've been given the special gift of time. Time to study and reflect. Time to ponder and explore life's possibilities. Time to decide what principles you will fight and defend. Time to forge real human connections. On this spectacularly beautiful day on Maryland's Eastern Shore, look around you at the faces of your friends and professors. This is your life unplugged. Don't forget this feeling. Because after you leave campus today, time will accelerate. The pace of your daily life will grow ever more hectic. And it's not just because of new technologies. Demands of career and family and the difficult balance between them will dominate, dictate, and drive your day. Consider this. There are precious few jobs that will allow you to stay up all night in the dorm, debating with your friends, and not have to get out of bed until 10 a.m. the next morning. I know, because a few of you have asked career services if they could help you find those jobs. This is the world you are entering. Exciting, daunting, challenging, and restless. In the midst of all this speed, the human mind still needs space to ponder, reflect, and at times simply to rest. Give yourself permission to take a few seconds before answering a question. Push back when someone tells you something has to be decided now. And sleep on the big decisions that people will pressure you to make. You've been taught at Washington College to be deliberate and reflective in your approach. Why stop that habit just as you're starting the rest of your life? But please know that whenever the world seems to spin too fast, whenever you're feeling a little disoriented or disconnected, revisit what you experienced here at Washington College. Step away from the noise. Put down the technology. Allow your mind to be nurtured by the quiet that is actually out there. For it's in moments of reflection that you'll have your greatest insights. It's in moments of reflection that our great thinkers have always hatched their biggest ideas. Steve Jobs went alone for long walks, and those walks paid off big time. Sam Walton awoke at 5 a.m. to write down his greatest hopes and dreams for what Walmart could become. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg is now emulating Bill Gates, who takes 2 weeks a year to be by himself in a cabin in the woods, just to be alone with his thoughts and hoping to hatch the next great idea. These people deliberately chose reflection, and it made all the difference. You can make the same choice. It's only in moments of reflection that we can sort through the blizzard of data and find nuggets of meaning. Technology will take your generation places we can't even imagine today. But please remember, the technology is not the destination. You, your mind, your clarity of thought, and your patient listening to the inner voice that speaks of what is right and what is wrong, what we call moral courage. This is and will always remain the true destination. Allow reflection to become a habit across your life, and it will make all the difference for you and for those you love. Now, in keeping with the time-honored tradition, I am pleased to introduce our senior class speaker. Ian Holstrom is an economics major and a 4-year veteran of the Student Government Association who served for 3 years as chair of the Honor Board. He came to Washington College from New Hope, Pennsylvania. Please welcome Ian to represent the class of 2012.
President Reese, Board of Visitors and Governors, faculty, students, graduates, family and friends, thank you. To those of you that are on campus for the first time today, welcome. Washington is a really beautiful place, isn't it? And you may have heard that this is a wonderful school, and I can assure you absolutely that it is. So thank you for coming today to celebrate, support, and love the most intelligent and talented group of people that I have ever met, the Washington College class of 2012. So today I stand before you speechless. Not literally, of course, it's right here, but what I mean to say is that it's difficult to express in words the sentiments that my fellow classmates and I are feeling today. Over the last 4 years, we have grown to realize that this is a truly extraordinary institution, unlike any other. So today I would like to share with you this notion and explain to you why it is that we feel this way. When I think back to senior year of high school, when I was trying to decide where I would spend the next 4 years of my life, I'm confused. Let me explain. I first visited Chestertown on a sunny, beautiful day, not a lot unlike this one, in April of 2008. Time was really running out and I needed to decide where to go. After seeing Washington College, I knew right away that this was the place. And I described that first visit as love at first sight. And I know that's cheesy, but I know also that I'm not alone in describing it that way. My class and I were all young, bright-eyed high school seniors back then, and we could see that this place was truly special. But why? What made this little school so wonderful, and what on earth is a shoreman? So you see, when myself and the rest of the class of 2012 started here, there was no performing arts center, no student center, and no fancy dining hall. And with those absence of gathering places came the presence of another thing, noise. For in order to provide us with these spaces, there needed to be construction. I, like many freshman boys, lived in the Cullen dorms, which faced the construction of Hodson Hall. And on my second afternoon, yeah, whoop whoop. And after my second afternoon at college, a large pile of dirt was placed directly outside my lone window, which remained there until November, blocking most of the very little sunlight I had access to begin with. So it's safe to say things were not as pretty as they are now. So again, what made us all crazy enough to sign up for 4 years of a Washington College education? Well, after that period of time, I think I speak for all of us when I say, aha! And I think we must have caught a glimpse of it during that first visit, and it made all the difference. For now we've come to realize that here at WAC, it's the people that make the difference. It's the students who stay up and talk to you for hours. It's the passionate faculty who make you wish you had started taking drama classes earlier in college. Or the advisor who invites you into his office just to talk about cars and not anything important. It's the staff members who never forget your name and the community members that are just so excited to have you in town. These amazing people are Washington College. All of you sitting here today, you are Washington College. These people, and you, are what make the college at Chester such a wonderful place to be a student. So I want to make it very clear that I wouldn't say anything here today unless I felt that the rest of the class of 2012 truly felt the same way. And I know that we have all made friends that we will have for the rest of our lives, and we have all had moments we will never forget. We have learned in a way that holds to the values of a liberal arts education, and we have grown in a way that would make our benefactor, Mr. George Washington, very, very proud. Each and every one of us has been thankful every day to be a part of Washington College. So today is a big day, and that's possibly an understatement, I realize. And my fellow graduates and I stand on the threshold of our adult lives. Terrifying? Maybe, but fear not, for we have received a Washington College education, and I know we feel extremely confident with that under our belts. We have worked hard to get here today, worked alongside these brilliant people that make this place so amazing. And on behalf of the class of 2012, I want to thank you. I want to thank each and every member of the Washington College community, for it is your wisdom, support, and kindness that will stand the test of time. So today we say goodbye to you, Washington. It is our time to move forward, leave this place, each of us in a different direction. And I won't lie to you, it will be very hard to go. But if I may, I would like to offer the rest of my class some advice. We are leaving a place that has become our home and people that have become our family. However, we should not be sad. We should be happy that we were fortunate enough to spend some of the best years of our lives at Washington College in Chestertown, Maryland. There will always be a part of us here, and Washington will always travel with us. In fact, that new funny feeling that you all have in your hearts today, that's just Washington College settling in, getting ready to come along for the ride. Finally, we will always be connected to the people that make this place so remarkable. And for that, I feel truly, truly blessed. Let us always remember our years as students of Washington College, shoremen and shorewomen. Thank you and congratulations to my friends, the Washington College class of 2012.
Thank you, Ian. One way to measure the quality of an educational institution is to look at the character and accomplishments of its graduates. The Alumni Association of Washington College each year recognizes a graduate who, by achievement and service to the community and the country, has attained distinction. This year, the Alumni Board of Washington College has selected Harris Whitbeck, class of 1987, to receive the Alumni Citation for Excellence in Journalism and Television Broadcasting. Timothy Reith of the class of 1996, chair of the Alumni Board, will read the citation.
Raised by an American mother and an American-educated father in Guatemala, Harris Whitbeck's childhood upbringing spanned two cultures. Yet not until he studied at Washington College did he come to understand the history of his own country. Mentored by Dr. Daniel Primo, the international studies professor who had worked in Guatemala for 5 years, Harris examined his homeland from a distance and, driven by his appetite for self-discovery, became the best student of Latin America history Professor Primo ever taught. That same drive for knowledge and understanding powered his quick ascent as an international journalist. CNN tapped Harris to cover key events in Latin America and around the world. After his Emmy Award-winning coverage of the World Trade Center attacks in 2001, he produced a special investigation on Hezbollah activities in Latin America, garnering 2 National Headliner Awards for CNN. In a career that has made him an eyewitness to some of the world's most devastating situations, Harris covered the war in Afghanistan, filed award-winning reports from the tsunami disaster in Sri Lanka, and carried out a dozen 6-week tours in Iraq. After 15 years with CNN, the veteran reporter returned to Guatemala and embraced the positive power of media. Aspiring to educate Guatemalans about their indigenous past and to effect social change, he launched a television production company and created a television show roughly translated as Let's Get Behind Guatemala, that profiles young Guatemalans who are finding creative solutions to social problems in their communities. Harris's message in this popular series and his broadcast ventures to follow is that anything is possible. As host of The Amazing Race Latino America and the Emmy Award-winning production The Expedition Beyond the Impossible, Harris continues to turn the cameras towards what is good in the world. On the occasion of his 25th class reunion and in recognition of his significant achievements, Washington College is proud to recognize Harris Whitbeck, class of 1987, with the Alumni Citation for Excellence in Journalism and Television Broadcasting.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, when I left here 25 years ago, I too left with a set of goggles. They weren't manufactured by Google, but they were manufactured by the liberal arts education that I received. It taught me to be aware, to be open, to listen, and those tools helped me through the journey that I embarked upon and that I still continue to do. So guys, just remember that. Remember that what you're taking away is a school's legacy. It's tools that will help you think. And I guess the one thought running through my mind is that the next 25 years are going to fly by for you. So live them with integrity, but also with intensity, and have fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Harris. Your alma mater is very proud of your many accomplishments. It's traditional at commencement for Washington College to celebrate people of extraordinary merit. Today, we welcome James Reese, the Executive Director of George Washington's Mount Vernon, Raghavan Sitaraman, the Group CEO of Doha Bank, and Jane Rosenthal, co-founder of Tribeca Films, to receive the highest degrees that Washington College can confer. It is my privilege to introduce the chairman of our Board of Visitors and Governors, Edward Nordberg. Ed is the Chief Executive Officer of the Wakefield Capital Management in Chevy Chase, Maryland, and an alumnus of Washington College. Ed is celebrating his 30th alumni reunion this weekend and his 5th anniversary as chairman of the board. He will deliver greetings from the board and read the mandamus.
Greetings. I can't think of a more glorious way to spend a Sunday morning than to be here on this beautiful campus among friends and family as we send the class of 2012 off into the world. I know that you will carry away special memories of this place, and I encourage you all to remain involved with your alma mater throughout the years ahead. It's probably hard to imagine at this moment what impact you may have on this campus and in the world years from now. 50 years ago, Thomas E. Morris became the first African-American student to graduate from Washington College. A popular and devoted educator who taught mathematics in Baltimore's public schools for 25 years, he died in 1995. But his legacy doesn't end there. There's a young lady from Baltimore City whose dream to attend Washington College is a reality thanks to the courage he had to break the color barrier at Washington College and his strong desire to excel in the field of education. Bethany Freeman, a senior at Baltimore's Western High School, wanted desperately to attend Washington College. But when the financial aid package arrived, her mother realized she still couldn't afford to send her daughter to the school of her dreams. Then serendipity intervened. We are pleased today to bring these two families together to honor the memory of Thomas Martins and announce the creation of a new scholarship that, over the next 4 years, will help Bethany Freeman pursue her education at the college of her choice. With the assistance of the Thomas E. Morris 62 Scholarship, Bethany will matriculate this fall as a member of the class of 2016. Will the families please stand to be recognized? Please join me in welcoming Tom Morris's widow, Dr. Melisana Morris, and her family, as well as Mrs. Beverly Freeman and her family. Bethany, we very much looking forward to following your career at Washington College. And now for the mandamus. It having been certified by the faculty to the visitors and governors of Washington College that James Reese, Raghavan Sitaraman, and Jane Rosenthal are of acknowledged eminence and distinction, have made worthwhile and noteworthy contributions to our society, and are therefore worthy to receive the highest honor. You are hereby authorized and directed, in accordance with the ordinance to that effect, to confer at the public commencement on May 20, 2012, to James Reese, causa honoris, the degree Doctor of Letters, to Raghavan Sitaraman, causa honoris, the degree Doctor of Laws, and to Jane Rosenthal, causa honoris, the degree Doctor of Fine Arts.
Thank you, Ed. Jim Reese, will you please join me at the lectern? In 1789, Washington College conferred upon George Washington the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws, the first such diploma awarded to an American president. Our founder, Dr. William Smith, speaking to Washington in person at the presidential mansion in New York, expressed the college's ardent desire to honor the services which you have rendered to our country and those virtues and talents which have exalted your name to the first rank among the heroes and benefactors of mankind. Today we confer a similar degree upon a man who, 2 centuries later, has done more than perhaps any other contemporary American to honor Washington's life and legacy. James C. Reese has spent almost 3 decades of his career at George Washington's Mount Vernon, and since 1994 has been the institution's president and chief executive officer, a position from which he will retire at the end of this month. Under his leadership, Washington's home has been transformed from a historic mansion into a living monument. Archaeological investigations and careful reconstruction have restored long-vanished parts of the estate and shed new light on many aspects of its history. The institution's endowment has grown from $4 million to $125 million. A new orientation center, education center, and museum, all conceived and constructed during Mr. Reese's tenure, give millions of visitors a vivid introduction to Washington as a man and as a leader. Mr. Reese has also extended Mount Vernon's influence far beyond the estate itself. Under his direction, more than 8 million books on Washington's leadership have been sent to classrooms in every U.S. state, and tens of millions of teachers and students have signed up to participate in distance learning programs. Most recently, Mr. Reese has raised more than $83 million to construct something that George Washington himself envisioned but never completed, a presidential library. Here at Washington College, we especially honor Mr. Reese as a longtime friend. In 2004, he co-founded the George Washington Book Prize to honor each year's best work on the Revolutionary era, a joint endeavor of Mount Vernon, the college's C.V. Starr Center for the Study of the American Experience, and the Gilder Lehrman Institute of American History. Last fall, he joined us in inaugurating a new college tradition when our entire first-year class traveled to Mount Vernon to sign the honor code and pay its respects to our founding patron. And as the class of 2012 knows, part of that new tradition includes revisiting Mount Vernon as seniors to offer a toast to George Washington again. For the leadership that exemplifies many of George Washington's own highest values, including patriotism, far-sighted vision, selfless dedication, and personal grace, Washington College is pleased to confer upon James C. Reese the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the visitors and governors of Washington College and by the state of Maryland, I confer upon you the honorary degree Doctor of Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Dr. Reese, since you and George Washington have so much in common, we thought you would enjoy also having this facsimile of the honorary degree Washington College presented to him in 1789 with the Latin text, an English translation, and the General's response to our Board of Visitors and Governors. We will ship these to you. It is now my great privilege to invite our most recent alumnus to give a response.
Thank you. George Washington is somewhere looking down saying one of the smartest things he ever did was start this college. And I know he would be proud and honored, as I am, that so many bright and engaging people are entering the workforce. Thank you so much. I really don't have words to express my appreciation, and so I won't. Thanks again.
Jim, you honor us by allowing us to honor you. Now it is my pleasure to invite Raghavan Sitaraman to join me at the lectern. Optimism, innovation, and a commitment to fair and open business practices that are just as good for the environment as they are for the client's bottom line. These are the fundamental principles underlying the remarkable success of Raghavan Sitaraman, Chief Executive Officer of the fastest growing bank in the world. Under leadership of this highly respected international economist since 2002, the trend-setting Doha Bank has increased its retail market share in Qatar from 4% to 24%. As one of the best performing banks in the region, Doha Bank is now expanding into neighboring Gulf states as well as the emerging economies of India, China, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, and Turkey. In a fragile world economy, Doha Bank is setting the highest standards in the industry by employing new technologies, adopting a consumer-centered approach, and focusing on globalization. Mr. Sitaraman's enduring promotion of good governance and transparency and his commitment to corporate social responsibility have profoundly changed the banking industry in Doha, the Middle East, and beyond. You have been applauded for your bank's pioneering initiatives, including an environmentally sensitive corporate culture and your leadership role in Middle Eastern banking. the man who transformed a traditional bank into a model of efficiency, asset allocation, and international strategy, has collected numerous national and international honors and awards. In recognition of your extraordinary leadership and your achievements in global banking, Washington College is pleased to present to Raghavan Sitaraman the honorary degree Doctor of Laws. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the visitors and governors of Washington College and by the state of Maryland, I hereby confer upon you the honorary degree Doctor of Laws with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Dr. Sitaraman, it is now my great privilege to invite our most recent alumnus to give a response.
President Michel Reyes, Board of Governors and visitors, distinguished faculties, distinguished guests, students, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure and privilege for me to be an integral part of this interesting and exciting celebration. We live in a changing world. Change is happening on account of globalization. Change is happening on account of re-regulation. Changes are happening on account of technology, as President mentioned. Change is happening on account of consumerism. We lived and we are living in an interconnected world with much more interdependency. We live in Facebook world. We are all content providers. This new world order is creating new opportunities. Inspirational, interesting, exciting. That's the trend we are seeing. Life is interesting and exciting as long as we follow principles and administration within yourself. That's what I've learned. I want to set in discipline to myself when I was a young learner. Some of the principles which I've practiced, if it is of interesting to the new generations, I will be contented for standing today. It was self-realization. The God is within you. It is your parents which are setting the stone for your creation, and they are your first God. Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. This is what my language says. Self-realization, integrating your heart, mind, and soul is eternal, and that will set you the right kind of discipline for you to be peaceful. You create a world which is peaceful, for you create a generation which is peaceful. That's principle number one. Principle number two, setting goals. Having realized vision is important, having understood knowledge is important, getting the knowledge is the prime importance for me when I was a young child. My father was just earning 75 rupees, equivalent to $6. I wanted to study in the best school. I lived in a village 10 kilometers away. A best school was available. It is going to cost me 30% of my father's package. How could I do it? I insisted. They obliged. Essentially, I was feeling the pinch. I went to my headmaster and I told him, I need free admission for the college, for the schools. Essentially, he said, you are studying in 8th standard. This year, if you come first in all the examinations, I'll give you free hostel and I'll make sure you are comfortable. 9th, 10th, 11th. That was a challenge. I took it with responsibility. I realized knowledge is eternal. Knowledge society can never fail. Essentially, you as an individual can secure your values by securing knowledge. That's what I understood. I was ready for the challenge. I committed. I did well on the first drive. 8th standard, I was scoring very well. The last exam was mathematics. That was a deciding day for me to secure my hostel for 9th, 10th, 11th. Setting goal is important. I set the goal. I have to execute. I executed all the examination. The last exam testing time. It was at 8:30. I used to catch the bus to the downtown, 10 kilometers away. It takes an hour. 9:30, I should be reaching there. 10 o'clock is the exam. I didn't get the best on the day. It was 9 o'clock. I was panicked. I ran to my home. Something has to happen. I took my cycle. I was driving the cycle. 2 kilometers, cycle got punctured. Still, I have to go 8 more kilometers. There was a fire in me, determination in me, that I kept the bicycle on the road. I took the books. I was running 8 kilometers. By 10:20, I was in the school. I did exams, and I secured the school admission for next 3 years. So determination drive the force. Setting goal was useful for me when it comes to corporate vision and execution. And clearly, determination was important for you to secure your education and also further in your professional walk of life. Then comes the next principle which I understood. It is knowledge, again, with self-determination can combine and take you places. I got admission. I have to work hard. There's no substitute for hard work. There's no other substitute for hard work. That's what I learned. I started realizing my family still can't afford this kind of education. I started teaching when I was 9th standard, 10th and 11th. I used to get free books. That's the considerations. It was easy for me to learn 10th and 11th mathematics, and at the same time, consideration was setting in. I always wanted to see my mother every week. 10 kilometers, I have to get into a bus. So I used to, go to see her every week. I went to the headmaster and I again asked him, I need one more favor from you. I want to work in a supermarket. He's going to give me every week 8 rupees, $1 plus. I need this money for me to support my family. He says, as long as your education is not compromised, go ahead. I started doing it. I started making money, 8 rupees, and every week I was seeing my mother. Mother told me, she's sitting in front of me here. She told me, I'm running short of kerosene. I need 2 tins of kerosene for us to survive for next few weeks. I was determined to get back next week. I went to the shop. I purchased this kerosene. I realized I don't have money to cut across to my village. I was walking nearly 8 to 9 kilometers carrying these heavy kerosene tins that were full of blisters in my hand. I reached the home. I didn't tell my mother I'm not well. I couldn't even sit. She asked me to sit for dinner. I was shivering. I was sitting, and she asked me to eat. I couldn't lay my hands on the food. She suddenly shouted at me and turned the hand. It was full of blisters. That's the compassion and the love which drives me today. I want to make sure that commitment to family, commitment to society is equally important for you to realize compassion comes in every walk of life. That should be the driving force for you to be a better human. We're all, in the eyes of God, creatures planted in this planet. Essentially, our value systems get recognized if we have principle-centered administrations. Equally important is your skill development. That's what I've learned in my early days. Essentially, to subsidize my education, I used to act in theaters. I used to act in dramas, and I used to get money, consideration for it, and I used to buy my first grinder in my house for my mother, who was manually toiling. I used to replace a good grinder and hand it over to her. I saw the light in her face. These are small things, but come a long way when it comes to your personality makeup. Professional makeup is all about how you converge you as a person and then set in discipline to run your corporate or personal life or professional life as a convergence criteria. You have to necessarily make sure these are all principle-centered. Essentially, the skill development which I have had in the theater was responsible for me when I realized environment sustainability is of greater importance for this world to survive, for future generation to be well off. I realized I want to disseminate knowledge. Way back in 2002, I set in a new mission, and clearly I changed my outfit. I purchased an alligator as well as a Python mock-up. I purchased in London, Hamlet Toys. Went around the world and showcased the importance of global warming and climate change, what we need to articulate for sustainable development. The skill came very handy when it comes to character depiction. The drama theater helped me to consolidate how to portray the characters and make sure you pass on the message which is important and effective for future generation. It doesn't end there. You have to necessarily recognize everything is all about team leadership. It is a team which drives the values. No individuals can accomplish anything. Even marriage is a combination of families. Weak and strong, rich and poor, integral part of the family combination. That's what the driving force for you to have value system integrated within yourself, long way to make sure your family is united. It is not broken. That's what the reflection you see in your character and commitment, that is reflecting in your corporate management is all about. It's all shared vision, shared leadership, which drives the change, and that change can be characterized in your return to all the stakeholders. That's what I understood. Essentially, that's what the lessons I've learned. And again, when it comes to social responsibility, it is equally important. You not only earn, you give it back to society, which has created you. That's what I did. That's what I'm able to do today. The school where I studied with so much difficulty, where there was a free hostel for me, my mother has inaugurated a part of a new block to make sure that future generation takes the value advantage. I could afford to communicate and make sure that is what really required to see. Long-term value is all about creating the value and making sure you pass it on for future generation. Not only we leave the better world, we need to leave better citizens to make sure the world is enduring its values for years to come, generations to come. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the great honor conferred on me. Thank you.
Dr. Sitaraman, thank you very much for your very important remarks. Now it is my pleasure to invite Jane Rosenthal to join me at the lectern. We all recognize the ability of film to entertain, to move, and to inspire. From within a darkened cinema, we can travel through time and space, experience love and adventure, and see the world from a new perspective. Jane Rosenthal knows well this transformative, transcendent power. As the movie executive who helped produce and develop dozens of motion pictures for major studios, including Walt Disney, Warner Brothers, Universal, and CBS TV in Los Angeles, she raised the stakes when she and Robert De Niro teamed up to create Tribeca Productions. They were making movies in which the city of New York took a leading role when the world as we knew it came to an end. In the wake of 9/11, Rosenthal and De Niro, in partnership with Craig Hatkoff, launched the Tribeca Film Festival to help heal and revitalize a wounded community. From its first film screening in an old coffee warehouse, the film festival has grown into an annual celebration of worldwide film and culture that draws more than 500,000 people for screenings, concerts, family events, and discussions. It has generated more than $750 million in economic impact, attracted new residents, spurred the construction of 3 new schools, and inspired a new generation of filmmakers. For her role in lifting up her adopted city, in building hope from the rubble of heartbreak and fear, Rosenthal was named one of the most powerful women in New York City, and the Tribeca Trio received the inaugural September 11 National Museum and Memorial Foundation Notes of Hope Award for Distinction in Rebuilding. Here at Washington College, we salute the creative and business genius of Jane Rosenthal, whose roster of films ranges from the comedic to the sublime. In recognition of her significant role in rebuilding a sense of community through the arts and demonstrating the profound influence of film, Washington College is pleased to present to Jane Rosenthal the honorary degree Doctor of Fine Arts. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the visitors and governors of Washington College and by the state of Maryland, I confer upon you the honorary degree Doctor of Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. It is now my privilege to invite our most recent alumna to address the graduates.
Chancellor, President and Mrs. Reese, members of the board, honored guests, graduates, family, and friends. First, I want to express my deep gratitude to Washington College for inviting me here with you today. I feel like I've discovered this little jewel tucked away here on Maryland's beautiful eastern shore. And I can't begin to tell you how delighted I was to learn that the board had decided to give me this great honor. I really want to congratulate the graduates and your families. Each one of you earning a degree today has achieved something truly remarkable. But if I recall when I finished college, BC, before cell phones, I simply felt a sense of relief and a strong desire to party. So I'm going to keep my remarks brief, and I'll meet you at Brooks Tavern around 7 for some beer pong. When I began to prepare these remarks, setting pen to paper in the great tradition of the Founding Fathers, with plans for eloquence, inspiration, profundity, and life-altering lessons, I had a total panic attack. After all, my 2 teenage daughters don't listen to me. Why would you? But while my daughters can tell me to go away, you are my captive audience. As a film producer, I help others to tell their stories and find their voice. But what I have learned is no matter what your path, we all have a moment where we must find our own voice. And finding your own voice boils down to the 4 C's. Incredible how life boils down to a good alliteration. It must be that way to help us commencement speakers. The first C stands for care. Okay, you already know in your hearts that a life lived in ignorance and apathy towards the world's problem is a wasted life. But I'm talking about the kind of care that makes you dig deep into your hearts and souls. And for me, that moment was September 11th, 2001. I was downtown right near the Twin Towers. I was just dropping my 7-year-old daughter, Juliana, at school that morning. And the only reason I didn't end up directly in front of the Trade Center was my car didn't speed through the yellow light. We came to a slow stop, just by chance. Many of you were perhaps too young to remember what New York was like after the terrorist attacks. Downtown became a ghost town. People were afraid to venture anywhere near the World Trade Center site. Businesses shut down, streets were empty. The spirit of New York City is our neighborhoods, and now mine was a shell of its former self. I became obsessed. What could I do? What could I do as a film producer to help my community? So I did what I know how to do best. I put on a show. As a kid growing up in Providence, Rhode Island, I fell in love with New York because of the movies. Now, all these years later, I believe that New York needed movies more than ever. The sense of community and hope that movies can bring. So Robert De Niro and I, along with my husband, Craig Hatkoff, decided to forge ahead because we cared. Of course, in came the skeptics. What are you doing? Do you have the money to start a film festival? It's a risk. You're crazy. These were the same comments I remember hearing years earlier when I left my life as a Hollywood studio executive and moved to New York to start an unnamed company in a place called Tribeca with some quirky macho actor who didn't like to speak. Okay, Robert De Niro had a few Oscars to his name. You're crazy, they all said to me back then. The movie business is in LA. Why are you moving to New York? It's going to be like falling off the face of the earth. In those early days of planning the first festival, I once again felt like Christopher Columbus setting sail on the world everyone insisted was flat. Okay, I really searched for a George Washington analogy here, and I couldn't find one. I'm sorry, George. Well, you know, I slept at Brown's Cottage last night. I read some of those books on the shelf. So hold on, let's go. Take two. I think I've got something. In those early days of planning the first festival, I once again felt like George Washington setting out to defeat an army that most people thought were invincible. Thank you. So, how will you deal with the naysayers in your lives? You have to care, our first C. Because it's only if you care deeply about the things that matter that you'll be brave enough to do what you know is right for you. Learn how to simply say, thank you for your opinion, next. It's my favorite four-letter word. But if there is something in life that you know you truly care about, that you know you must try, a career, a relationship, a social issue, a movie, a film festival, learn how to say no is not an option. Okay, so here's the next C. Cultivate. The definition of cultivate is to prepare the land for crops and gardening, to break up the soil in preparation for sowing the seeds of the future. You need to cultivate yourselves to grow the kind of life you want. One thing I've learned from planning the first festival and every one since was that every part of my previous life experience, my education, my travels, my professional successes and failures, my creative passions, my relationships, all of it contributed to getting the job done. Over and over again in your lives, you will be thrust into situations that you didn't explicitly prepare for. Here in the cocoon of academia, you have been studying, writing papers, taking exams, but most important, you've been thinking. And it's that capacity to think that will serve you well when you too feel at loss. While your path to and through Washington College has given you a breadth of knowledge and skills, cultivating wisdom is a lifelong pursuit. It comes from everything you do. Cultivate every part of yourself, your left brain, your right brain, your empathy, your sense of justice, your people skills, your hard skills, and your daydreaming skills, because each of these will serve you in unexpected ways along the journey. And even when you were cultivating them, you weren't exactly sure why or what they might lead to. Cultivate them. Next, connect. Okay, I'm telling a crowd of millennials, some of you secretly checking Facebook right now as I speak, I'm telling you how important it is to connect with others. But I'm talking about a different kind of connection. I'm talking about the kind of connection that George Washington wrote about when he said, true friendship is a plant of slow growth. With our iPhones, we often forget the beauty and necessity of the original I connect. Eye contact is actually what I meant to say. Eye contact is very important. Enduring relationships withstand the test of time, like the close friends, confidants, and colleagues who so generously helped me start Tribeca. They don't simply happen by clicking like. They don't happen by tweeting a picture or subscribing to a news feed. Don't get me wrong, I love social medias and the wonder it works in building communities and offering a platform for collaboration. Thanks to social media and technology, it's never been easier for creative people to connect with each other, to find their audience, and to be recognized. In the time I've been speaking, 13 hours of music have been streamed from Pandora, 13,000 iPhone apps have been downloaded, 600 videos or 25 hours of content have been uploaded to YouTube. Don't let your smart devices be a substitute for life. Rapidly, our reality is changing. Make time for meandering conversations and true intimacy. It's only by connecting with others in the flesh that we figure out who we really are. It's only by unplugging that we truly connect with ourselves. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and tweet about it. The final C is for courage, and that's the one that ties it all together. C is for the moral courage to care, the intellectual courage to connect. Moral courage is the guiding philosophy of Washington College. Keep that courage close at hand. You will need it for the tests that lie ahead. You will need it as you confront choices and realities that may knock you from your comfort zones or challenge your deepest held beliefs. In closing, I want to wish every one of you the very, very best on your next adventures. I hope that you'll listen to your instinct, nurture your talents, and build lives of meaningful relationships. We cannot wait to hear the stories you'll share with the world. As George Washington was probably thinking as he rode across the Delaware, fighting the Hessians, summoning up all the courage against insurmountable odds, you only live once. Make it count. Congratulations.
Dr. Rosenthal, thank you very much for your inspirational remarks. At this time, I would like to call Mr. Nordberg to read the mandamus for the degrees.
Are you ready? To the President of Washington College, it having been certified by the faculty to the visitors and governors of Washington College that the following named persons have satisfied all requirements for the baccalaureate or master's degree, you are hereby authorized and directed, in accordance with the ordinance to that effect, to confer at the public commencement on May 20, 2012, the degrees which they have earned.
Will the graduates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the visitors and governors of Washington College and by the state of Maryland, I hereby confer upon you the degrees earned, with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. In testimony whereof, I shall present you with your diploma when you appear before me at the platform. At this time, I call on our Chief Academic Officer, Interim Provost John Taylor, to introduce the candidates for degrees. I would like to take this opportunity to thank John for his exemplary and extraordinary service during this past year. We are deeply grateful for his leadership and his tireless efforts on behalf of Washington College.
Thank you, Mitchell, and good morning, everyone. It is now my privilege to recognize the graduating senior with first honor. This year, I have the special privilege of conferring the first honor on 4 seniors, all of whom have achieved the highest cumulative average for the class of 2012 at Washington College. 3 of these students will receive a Bachelor of Arts. Jesse James Schaefer. Summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Sociology, Departmental Honors in Education, the Margaret Horsley Award, the Sociology Service Award, the Karen Cates Emmerich Award, Outstanding Community Service Recognition, the Education Department Award. James Hoitzma Schellberg. Summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Humanities, Departmental Honors in Philosophy, the Norman James Humanities Award for Excellence, the Department of Philosophy and Religion Award. Michael Ryan Vanaski. Summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Economics, the Economics Department Award. The fourth student will receive a Bachelor of Science. Courtney Rebecca Burton. Summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology, the Psychology Department Outstanding Achievement Award, Outstanding Community Service Recognition. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please come forward? Douglas Stewart Carter, Jr., summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in English, Departmental Honors in Art, the Art History Award. Sarah Janney Hartgee, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Anthropology, the Gender Studies Award, the Anthropology Award, Outstanding Community Service Recognition. Marta Lee Wiesenberg, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in English, the Emils J.C. Hildenbrand Memorial Medal. Patrick Thomas Cannon, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Philosophy, the Department of Philosophy and Religion Award. Lindsay Ann Dodd, summa cum laude, the Political Science Award. Alyssa Lynn Wagner, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in History, the Phi Alpha Theta Award, the Arthur A. Knapp Memorial Prize in History. Megan Elise Lepley, summa cum laude, the Economics Department Award. Allison Marie Parsons, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Education, the Sean O'Connor Teaching Award. Kimberly Nicole Pittman, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in International Studies, the Gender Studies Award, the International Studies Award. Amanda Anne-Marie Pruzinski, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Environmental Studies, the Environmental Studies Award, the William Gover Duval Class of 30 Prize. Leah Ray Sabricia, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in Economics, the Dr. Davy H. McCall Prize in International Economics, Outstanding Community Service Recognition. Samantha Ruth Simpson, magna cum laude. Melissa Gay Erdmann, magna cum laude, the German Studies Alumni Award. Anne Catherine Eichelberg, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in Mathematics, the Rachel Schultz Leadership Award, the Doris T. Bell Class of 50 Award. Gretchen Ann Hook, magna cum laude. Christina Lynn Gavin, Departmental Honors in English, magna cum laude. Taylor Malcolm Johnson, Departmental Honors in Philosophy, magna cum laude. Jessica Ann Brennan, magna cum laude. Megan Rose Gentry, magna cum laude. Catherine Jeannie Mannion, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in English, the Writers Union Award. Michael Stephen Drake, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in Economics. Maria Noel Queen, Departmental Honors in Humanities, magna cum laude. Jamie Schuyler Fries, magna cum laude, departmental honors in anthropology, the Anthropology Award, outstanding community service recognition. Kendall Powell Mulligan, magna cum laude. Matthew Robert Coletti, magna cum laude, departmental honors in history. Margaret Isabella Rodi, magna cum laude, departmental honors in environmental studies. Caroline Tudor Stanley, magna cum laude. Erica Ashley Wahlberg, magna cum laude, departmental honors in English. Veronica Noel Spolarich, magna cum laude, departmental honors in music, the Alpha Chi Omega Music Award. James Kenneth Hetzel, magna cum laude, the Alfred Reddish Award. Amy Elsa Shaw, magna cum laude, departmental honors in history. Beverly Obiniwa Frimpong, magna cum laude, the Holstein Prize for Ethics. Michael Lawrence Zorowski, magna cum laude, departmental honors in economics. Sally Ann O'Donnell, magna cum laude, the Penny J. Fall Award. Ellen Lynn Liebenau, magna cum laude. Bridget Mary Mahoney, magna cum laude. Amanda Kristen Skoko, magna cum laude. Christine Marie Sloan, magna cum laude. Marta Corinne Laskowski, magna cum laude. Allison Lee Yorman, magna cum laude, departmental honors in business management, the Department of Business Management Award. Natalie Lauren Butts, magna cum laude, departmental honors in English. Megan Nicole Milliken, magna cum laude, departmental honors in environmental studies. Stacy Crisula Masuda, magna cum laude. Charles August Weisenberger III, magna cum laude, departmental honors in history, the Arthur A. Knapp Memorial Prize in History. Brittany Lynn McWilliams, magna cum laude, departmental honors in sociology, the Margaret Horsley Award. Kelsey Lynn Newborn, cum laude. Morgan Lale Phillips, cum laude, departmental honors in business management, the Erica and Henry Solak Prize. Ross Michael Mills, magna cum laude. Ellen Marie O'Brien, cum laude. Laura Kebler Kennedy, cum laude, outstanding community service recognition. Megan Teresa Tate, cum laude, the Eldridge Eliason Award. Chelsea Caitlin Simpson, cum laude, departmental honors in business management, the Department of Business Management Senior Capstone Experience Award. Rachel Ann Barty, departmental honors in education, cum laude. Colleen Erin McAllister, cum laude. Olivia Hamilton Mott, cum laude, the Maureen Jacoby Prize. Megan Moran O'Leary, cum laude, departmental honors in education. Kira Bree Pancade, cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Hordeski, cum laude, departmental honors in mathematics. Ayami Yoshino, cum laude. Christopher Brian Brown, cum laude, departmental honors in history. Jessica Ashley Hone, cum laude. Jennifer Jean Senkovich, cum laude, departmental honors in education. Raquela Andrea Forsalis, cum laude. Mallory Kahn Johnston, cum laude. Brittany Alexandra Marshall, cum laude, the Jonathan A. Taylor Jr. Leadership Award. Catherine Teves Petrick, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology, the Psychology Department Award. Melanie Lynn McCabe, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology, the Virginia M. Connor Class of '85 Psychology Award, Outstanding Community Service Recognition. John Douglas Holcomb, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Amanda Lynn Whitaker, cum laude, Departmental Honors in American Studies, the American Studies Program Senior Capstone Experience Award, Outstanding Community Service Recognition. Jacqueline Kathleen Kelly, cum laude. Sarah Michelle Miller, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Brenda Marie Frigi, cum laude. Stefan Anthony Jordan, cum laude. Kelsey Penrose Hallowell, cum laude. Philip Hunter Draheim, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Business Management. Ian Edward Holstrom, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Economics. Elizabeth Lynn Hurlbut, cum laude. Lee Elizabeth Carbett, cum laude. Alyssa Marie Velasquez, cum laude, Departmental Honors in History, Departmental Honors in Anthropology, the Anthropology Service Award, Outstanding Community Service Recognition. Cassandra Pearl Peart, cum laude. Nicholas Chandler Hall, cum laude. Amanda Nicole Johnson, cum laude. Benjamin Alejandro de Seingalt, cum laude. Jordan Elise Finnegan, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Jenna Ann Moore, cum laude. Antoine Michael Jordan, cum laude, the Daniel L. Primo Award. John Peter Rolowitz, cum laude, the Eldridge Eliason Award. Victoria Ann Smoter, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Cody Edward Abbott. Rebecca Rachel Akdeniz. Molly Kathleen Anderson. Nicholas Scott Anderson. Mikdad Jafar Anab. Andrew Francis John Antonio. Departmental Honors in Business Management, the Stanley A. Shotland Business Leadership Award, the W. Dennis Berry Class of '87 Leadership Award. Austin Lewis Auger. Tara Elizabeth Bancroft, Departmental Honors in Drama. Gabriella Marie Batista. Greer Goodall Benjamin. Cassidy Asia Bernstein, Departmental Honors in International Studies. Christine Dahl Beskin. Kendall William Blimline. Joanna Lee Boxon. Brian Hewitt Batai. Morgan Arrowsmith Brendel. Kevin Gerard Breslin. Stephanie Brown. Brian Patrick Booker, the Alpha Chi Omega Music Award. Conrad Wolfgang Buchheister. Stephen Christopher Cameron. Elizabeth Ann Carbone. Constance Grace Carpenter. Mario Dion Carter. Glenn Vincent Chu Jr. Emma Louise Robson Collis. Chelsea Lane Collison, Mildred Sherman Conroy, Paige Tracy Cook, Stephen Samuel Cook, Outstanding Community Service Recognition, Christine Cunningham, Tracy Renee Dalemans, Daniel James Dankow, Outstanding Community Service Recognition, Amanda Brooke Davis, Sheena Marie de Bartolome, Mark James Deboy, William Thornton Noble Deegan, Samuel Harris DeGiacomo, Liam James DeLapp, Gabrielle Elizabeth DeVoe, Maxwell Dylan DeFilippo, Laura Wyndham Dodson, Eric John Dubrow, Kelly Lee Dunbar, Kurt Andrew Dunn, Marlene Erica Erasmus, Spencer Allen Evans, Stephen Patrick Evans, Rivi J. Feinsilber, Michelle Lee Furman, Riley Patrick Fox in absentia, Daniel John Friend in absentia, Stephanie Gabrielle, Nicholas Teorino Gato, William Coles Gaither, Emily Alexandra Garsinski, Humbert Joseph Giannichini Jr., Matthew Timothy Gibson, Departmental Honors in Economics, Hannah Elizabeth Glassman, Jordan Philip Schur Goldfarb, Will Robert Gotland, Sarah Gail Gumble, Jordan Christopher Haas, Stephanie Clark Hackett, Matthew William Hager, Brian Michael Haluska, Morgan Ann Harris, John Paul Helenick IV, Morgan Miriam Heller, Emily Susanna Hess, Charles Franklin Hilberg III, John Preston Hildebrand, Alan Julian Himes, Zachary Shane Holliker, Emily Pierce Hudson, Megan Rose Hudson, Timothy James Hurley, Tokikaki E., the Taesungan Memorial Prize. Alexander David Insel. Lasara Monet Johnson. Khalil Karakchu. Ryan Richard Kearney. John Ben Keaton. Richard Walter Keidel. Jennifer Ann Kiarsis. Megan Eileen Kimmy. Caitlin Ann Klein. Bridget Kathleen Lally. John Paul Lambert. Alexandra Nicole Lading, Departmental Honors in Business Management. Victoria Marilyn Leach. Kevin Michael Lemus. John Gregory Lesser. Henry Tatnall Lines. Kyle Robert Lisco. David Hume Lundquist. Kevin William Lynch, Jr. William Lawrence Malkus III. Hannah Marie Marr. John Douglas Marshall. Paige Lynn Martin. Stephen Andrew Martz. Christian Marcel Matthews. Garrett Dyer Matthews. Margaret Ann Matthews, Departmental Honors in Drama, the Stewart Drama Award. Shane Patrick Mattingly. Kelsey Elizabeth McGuinn. Emma Ann McMahon, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Paul William McManus. Camille Sonia Emmanuel McNeil, Departmental Honors in Anthropology. Sean Michael Mead, Departmental Honors in Art and Art History, the Art History Award. Mark Bryant Molino. Devin James Miller. Dorian Thomas Mitchell. Stephen James Moore. Ryan Joseph Musgrave. Adam Philip Namick. Ryan Patrick Normoyle. Shota Okada in absentia. Christopher Ryan Olson. Ashley Marie Osija. Michael Anthony Pankotine. Michael Patrick Parker. Callie Marie Parrish. Kathleen Noel Patty. Brooke Marie Paulshock. Ryan Hutchinson Pierce. Heather Nicole Phillips. Catherine Amelia Plavnik. Sam Iam Poland. Jennifer Lawson Potts. Jasmine Brielle Red. Augusta Elizabeth Riley. Jessica Jane Riley. Erica Renee Riley. Nicholas Andrew Riley. Victoria Ashley Ripple. Thomas Ward Rixey. Kristen Elizabeth Roberts. Carolyn Elizabeth Robertson. Zechariah Matthew Rogers. Mary Catherine Roman. Sarah Louise Rowley. Bradley Charles Ruzicka. Paige Woodruff Sanford. Maura Elizabeth Schaffel. Salvatore Eugene Schettino. Dominic Robert Sirio. Natalie Ann Siciliano. Emily Aaron Simpson. Christopher Stefan Smith. Sally Rose Snover. Hillary Butler Sparling. Tyler Jacob Spooner. William John Stafford. Julia Lauren Steinberg. Peter Hill Stewart. Robert John Stork. Anna Lee Striegel. Mary Watson Stroman. Brian Andrew Sewell. Aziza Iman Temple. Robert James Tokar. Emily Rhodes Trees. Liza Brooke Twilley. Caitlin Michelle Ulrich. Jack David Vermeil. Chelsea Francis Vedick. Andrew Ryan Wallace. Jonathan Connor Wells. Michael Christopher Whitford. Lisa Catherine Williams. Caitlin Morgan Wolfe. Alexandra Allerton Harlow Woodworth, the Lynette Nielsen Award. Zachary William Zajakowski. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science please come forward? Caitlin Rose Laurie, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Biology, the Department of Biology Medical Professional Award. Brittany Nicole Palasic, summa cum laude, the Department of Biology Allied Health Professional Award. John Matthews Eagle-Cedar II, summa cum laude, the Department of Biology Award of Special Recognition. Bethany Jordan Ackerman, magna cum laude, the Department of Biology Allied Health Professional Award. Victoria Agnes Long, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in Biology, the Department of Biology Research Award. Rebecca Delayat Lamy, magna cum laude. Emily Victoria Kluwer, cum laude. Sean Andrew Harrison, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Chemistry, the Joseph H. McLean Class of 37 Prize. Alyssa Jacqueline Forget, cum laude, the Department of Biology Teaching Award. Isabel Diane Durera, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology, the Psychology Department Award. Nicholas Allen Longworth, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Business Management. Jordan Elizabeth Tryabenko, cum laude. Emily Ruth Brumel, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Biology. Hannah Elizabeth O'Malley, cum laude, Department of Biology Teaching Award. Kelsey Elizabeth Jensen, cum laude, the James R. Miller Class of 51 Award for Excellence in Chemistry. Benjamin David Longwell, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Biology, the Department of Biology Medical Professional Award, the Department of Biology Research Award. Amanda Lindsay Hall, cum laude, in absentia. Emily Cedar Groves, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Sarah Ann Tersey, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Biology. Lauren Nicole Kropp, cum laude. Ryan Lorraine Adams Brown. James Goldsboro Bigwood. Larissa Mugwi Check. Jessica Ann Crane. Rebecca Rose Deegan. Andrew Joseph Eckstein. Aaron Christopher Ellison. Nash William Harlow Evans Hodson. Maxwell Bernard Finch. Kendra Ann Fox. Sarah Lindsay Franklin. Bernice Obiniwa Frimpong. Thomas Michael Gallagher. Diane Frances Hagman. Ian Conrad Hall. John Douglas Wise Hartz. Gretchen Alyssa Hars. Catherine Elizabeth Hughes. Michael Ryan Covens. Nicholas R. Malice. Kenneth Graham Menzies III. Melissa Ann Messina. Michael Dove Meyer. Allison Lee Normile. Honors in Psychology. Priyanka Deepak Parikh, Outstanding Community Service Recognition. Benjamin Alexander Peter. Christopher Thomas Phipps. Lydia Elizabeth Powell. Erica Grace Raudenbush. You want to look at the list, Rich? You want to see the list? Here's the list. Laura Elizabeth Rissell. Ryan D. Risher. Eden Colette Schauber in absentia. Whistle. Devin Wayne Sheehan. Shannon Marie Stockland. Grace Michelle Swanson, Departmental Honors in Biology. Brittany Michelle Taylor. Corinne Veronica Welker. He doesn't know where the degrees are yet. I'm waiting. Those. Okay. Is that it? Harner. What? Harner, yes. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts please come forward? Deborah Harner. Robert Elise Glazer in absentia. Robert Joseph Hughes III. Amanda C. Lebo in absentia. Lauren June McElhenney in absentia. Susan Elizabeth Snyder. Edwin Mitchell Stiebel in absentia. Catherine Michelle Stewart in absentia. Mercedes M. Van Wagner. And the Master of Arts degree awarded from the summer of 2011, Abigail J. Cerrone in absentia.
Thank you, John and Rich. A round of applause for our graduates, but also for their family and friends who are here with us today. I now call on Dr. Taylor and the Alumni Board Chair, Tim Reith, to award the Alumni Association's Distinguished Teaching Award.
At an institution blessed with a number of distinguished teachers. The recipient of the Alumni Association's Distinguished Teaching Award is difficult to choose. Extensive consultation with students and faculty has led us to our conclusion. This year, the award is presented to Professor Christine J. Wade. I think that's you. That's you. Okay, no, okay. Yeah, that's you for a little bit. I don't care.
Let me just offer my congratulations personally to Professor Wade, who's a colleague of mine in the department, and also to express my appreciation, which I know everyone in the class shares, with this outstanding faculty that we have here at Washington College. Thank you very much. It's now my privilege to award the highest honors and prizes that are within the Washington College's faculty's power to bestow upon the members of the class of 2012. The first awards are given for outstanding scholarship in a particular field of study and recognize personal and academic excellence. The provost will make the presentations.
The Jane Houston Goodfellow Memorial Prize to a graduating senior majoring in science who has an abiding appreciation of the arts and humanities and has shown scholastic excellence. To Virginia Agnes Long. Gold Pentagon. Gold Pentagon. That was the good fellow. Oh. This is, oh. Virginia Long. Okay. The Gold Pentagon Awards to a senior and to one alumnus, faculty member, or friend of the college selected by Omicron Delta Kappa Society in recognition of meritorious service to Washington College. It is awarded to two seniors, Stephen Anthony Jordan and James Hoitzma Schellberg. And a Gold Pentagon is also awarded to one faculty member, to Mindy Reynolds Walsh. The Sophie Kerr Prize. Before awarding the prize to this year's Sophie Kerr winner, I'd like you all to know that our very first Sophie Kerr Prize winner is in the audience today. Christina Clark Rohde, class of 1968, is the mother of Margaret Rohde. an environmental studies major, graduating today. I am also very proud of our 5 Sophie Kerr Prize finalists. Will you please stand and be recognized? Natalie Lauren Butts, Douglas Stewart Carter Jr., Catherine Jeannie Mannion, Maria Noel Queen, and Erica Ashley Wahlberg. And congratulations to each of you. And now to the senior judge to have the best ability and promise for future fulfillment in the field of literary endeavor, the Sophie Kerr Prize is awarded to Catherine Jeannie Mannion. The next 5 awards are voted on and conferred by the entire faculty of Washington College. These awards have special significance as the graduates receiving them have made a tremendous impact on campus life. The Louis L. Goldstein Class of '35 Award to a graduating senior who, in the opinion of the faculty, has demonstrated unusual interest, enthusiasm, and potential in the field of public affairs. Awarded to Kimberly Nicole Pittman. The Eugene B. Casey Medal to a senior woman voted by the faculty to be outstanding in the qualities of scholarship, character, leadership, and campus citizenship. Awarded to Jesse James Schaefer. The Henry W. C. Catlin Class of 1894 Medal to a senior man voted by the faculty to be outstanding in the qualities of scholarship, character, leadership, and campus citizenship. Awarded to Stefan Anthony Jordan. The Clark Porter Medal to the student whose character and personal integrity, in the opinion of the faculty, have most clearly enhanced the quality of campus life. Presented by Charles B. Clark, Class of '34, in memory of Harry B. Porter, Class of 1905. Awarded to Andrew Francis John Antonio. And now we come to the highest honor Washington College awards to a student, the George Washington Medal and Award. It goes to the senior who shows the greatest promise of understanding and realizing in life and work the ideals of a liberal education. The award this year goes to James Hoitzma Schellberg.
Mr. President, honored faculty, distinguished guests, and the graduates of Washington College 20 and 12. Oh, settle down now. I already had a glass of champagne with you at my home 2 days ago. I would imagine you're still feeling the effects, are you not? You know, I did attend the second commencement here, and now we are at 229. It's quite remarkable. I want to tell you the following, and it is my personal creed. Deeds, not words. In my role as a leader for and of this nation, I earnestly believe that I, in a real sense, if truth be told, invented myself by creating an original model from several that I had in mind. And then I lived by that model. I want to urge each and every one of you to think about this. Find a model, or more than one, and do the same. For me, there were actually, if truth be told, at least 4 such models that I used. One was the Roman Cato, from Mr. Joseph Addison's play of the same name, about a virtuous Roman. I saw the play many times. I memorized parts of it, had it performed at the Valley of the Forge. I also thought of Cincinnatus, the Roman farmer who left the plow to lead the army that saved Rome and then went back to farming, refusing the role of dictator offered to him by the Roman Senate. Another model was that of the patriot king, a role made popular in my time by an English writer. The patriot king always had the people's welfare at heart. And a 4th model for me was that of the father. I believe that is one that ultimately led to my success. A truly successful and effective father is one who never claims credit for his achievements in being a father, and who inculcates his ideas and values in his offspring. So well, in fact, that they do not realize themselves from whence these came. They therefore tend to just take them for granted or to credit themselves for these feelings. Thus said, what is your model? What do I impart this day? And that simply is to find that model and take the steps necessary to make a major positive contribution both to your lives and the lives of those around you. Find examples that you can learn from and that will make you a better person and citizen. I want to give you specific advice. I urge you to take responsibility for your own life by controlling your emotions. You may find this hard to imagine, but I have a volcanic temper. And with the exception of rare instances, I keep it under control. I was able to control so much externally because I first learned to control myself from within. I also recommend that you recognize the importance of constant learning and observing, listening, reading, and reflecting. I spend a great deal of time reflecting and pondering. Next, embrace the rules of civility. Read my book if you'd like to. It's called The Rules of Civility. I wrote it when I was 15 years old. But know that it all comes down to having basic respect for everyone around you. Fourthly, remember the ingredients of effective leadership. A successful leader has clear vision, is honest, ambitious, is courageous, has self-control and discipline, takes responsibility, is determined and has a strong work ethic, uses good judgment and learns from mistakes. Also, an effective leader is humble. Item the fifth, embrace the inextricable relationship in a democracy between public and private virtue. The absence of one will always cause a diminution in the other and vice versa. And item the sixth, and lastly, do not forget the need in a democracy for all citizens to be active and informed citizens, and for their government to be administered in such a manner as to merit the trust of citizens. These are not just words, graduates. These are a call to action. Deeds, not words. I remain your humble and your obedient servant. Well done.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's now my pleasure and duty to welcome back to the podium John and Professor Rich Gillen.
We have one more important function to perform, and that is to declare you officially graduates of the college and authorize you to put on your hoods. The marshal will pronounce the benediction on that one.
This is the tradition. Hic juvenes candidati sunt. You are graduates.
Please rise and hood each other.
All right, congratulations to our graduates. If you can just please be seated for a very brief final word. Please be seated. To our most recently minted alumni, your relationship with the outside world, that dreaded real world, is just beginning. For the past 4 years at Washington College, your parents, families, and friends have viewed you as an investment. Beware. From this day forward, they will view you as a profit center. A new relationship with Washington College is also just beginning. I encourage you to support your alma mater in every way you can. Please keep in touch through your membership in the Alumni Association. Tell us of your accomplishments, and come back often to take part in the life of your college. There's a little-known regulation in Washington, D.C. that mandates that nothing can be higher than the monument named for our founding patron. But for members of this graduating class, perhaps we can make an exception, because I believe that your ambitions, your goals, your dreams will soar far higher than the Washington Monument. You have the gift of an exceptional education, and I am confident that you will use that gift to do extraordinary things. I ask the graduates now to rise and to join us in applause to thank your family and friends again whose support made this day possible. Elizabeth and I invite everyone to join the class of 2012 for a reception at Martha Washington Square immediately following the ceremony. Will the audience please rise and remain standing for the alma mater, followed by the benediction to be given by Mr. Bancroft, and remain standing until the academic recession has retired.
Come on, Abella.
By the gleaming blue Chester River, on the Maryland eastern shore, stands a glorious alma mater, whose name we will ever adore. 'Tis a name that shone high in glory, when our country her freedom won. And our college alone was the first one to own to the fair name of Washington. So Washington, old Washington, our Washington we do adore. We will fight for her honor, as her sons and daughters have before. So Washington, old Washington, our Washington forevermore. She's our dear alma mater on the old eastern shore.
Yeah! Oi, oi! Woo!
Let us end with a reflection on the unity between wisdom and justice, which cannot be separated. The pursuit of wisdom does not end after just 4 years, for even a lifetime will not suffice. Rather, she is an eternal mystery who becomes more beautiful the better we know her. And with her is always found justice, from whom she is never far. In such a vein, I would like to give a reading from the Book of Wisdom, knowing that now is not the end of your pursuit of her, but just the start. Love justice, you who would judge the earth. Think of the Lord in goodness, and seek him in integrity of heart. Because he is found by those who test him not, and he manifests himself to those who do not disbelieve him. For perverse counsels separate a man from God, and his power, put to the proof, rebukes the foolhardy. Because into a soul that plots evil, wisdom enters not. Nor dwells she in a body under debt of sin. For the Holy Spirit of discipline flees deceit and withdraws from senseless counsels. And when injustice occurs, it is rebuked. For wisdom is a kindly spirit, yet she acquits not the blasphemer of his guilty lips, because God is the witness of his inmost self, and the sure observer of his heart, and the listener to his tongue. For the Spirit of the Lord fills the world, is all-embracing, and knows what man says. Lord, may the class of 2012 never cease looking for you, who are the answer to every human life. Watch over them and keep them, until they no longer choose to resist you, but chase after you with every breath. Amen.